Well, the weather for the whole of the south of England will continue as it has for the next few weeks. It's going to be hot and moist, with temperatures rising steadily as time goes on. There's a chance of steamy moments as we move into the... sod it. We never wanted to do this. We never wanted to be weathermen and women making innuendos about hot atmospheres and drizzly countries. We didn't want to be child-friendly. We didn't want to bang on about being for over 18s only. We want to talk about our sexy adventures. We want to be lifestylers, leaping from bush to bush as we sail down the rivers of British sex clubs and mountains of crazy experiences. The cheeky purple mamba, the liquid silk pumped liberally into our hand, the rodeo classic brief harness complete with Tantus curve, the Enjoy Pure One stainless steel dildo, the hot octopus digit, the ever so short messages on Fab Swingers, the sexy friends on Twitter, and the mighty vanilla alternative. With my best girlie by my side, we'd swing, swing, swing.
Get in the gym or to your car. With our advice, you could go far. We fuck things up and we make mistakes. And talk about our sexy dates. It's getting hard for this to rhyme. Just as well, 'cause it's bed hopping time.
Hello and welcome to the Bed Hoppers podcast. My name is Mr. H.
I'm Tits McGee.
Thanks, Tits McGee. This is episode 123, easy as ABC, and you are Mrs. H, just in case you're confused.
All right, I am.
Yeah? Is that who you are? Are you sure that's who you are?
Yeah, no, I definitely am.
You definitely are. Otherwise, I've been sending bunches of naughty pictures and videos to somebody else, and that's slightly scary.
You mean I'm not in your phone as Tits McGee?
No, you're not in my phone as Tits McGee.
Wow.
You're not.
Fine.
Yeah? You have your official title.
I'm going to downgrade you from Carla Spicy Bean in them.
What? God damn it. Curse your wife. Anyway, welcome to today's bonus or boner episode, if you want to call it that. We've got some stuff to talk about today.
It's a spicy episode.
Well, it's not just a spicy episode. It is a revealing episode. It is a thoughtful episode. It is an episode of many, many parts.
Wow, okay. You've really sold it.
I've probably oversold it. But first, we've got some announcements to get through. Then, after we've done that, then we're going to talk a little bit about day 2 of what happened after the social and all that sort of jazz. Yeah. All the sexy things that went on there, all the not so sexy things.
The spicy stuff.
The spicy stuff. We're going to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about the stag and vixen scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
this is literally jam-packed.
Jam-packed. And
bonus
this
episode.
Boner episode, right? So firstly, before we go into anything else, we've been on a number of other shows over the last week or so that you might want to check out.
Yeah,
the first one,
sliding in and out of other people's shows, haven't we?
Exactly. Like professional podcasters, we think.
Exactly
maybe,
like
possibly, potentially. Well, the first one that we want to talk about is Room 77. So if you don't know who those guys are, please go and check them out. We adore them, love their show. So we jumped on to talk about jealousy, developing feelings, all this kind of good stuff. It's a really funny show. And we've only heard our part.
And they also reawakened my love for Richard Marx.
They did.
They got it stuck in my head like an earworm.
So you left that show with the love of two Richards, basically.
I didn't think of it like that.
No, there we go.
He is kind of hot.
There we go. A bunch of dicks.
I'm not talking about Richard Marx, although he was hot in his heyday.
Was okay.
He was a dreamboat.
Anyways, it was lovely, lovely chatting to those folks. We had a really good time.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to check it out, I think they've already released it. Well, by the time you're hearing this, it'll be out and about. So download it, get that in your ears, and enjoy it. We know we do. So the other thing that we went on over the last week is that we took a trip to Pleasure Rebels with Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the Hot Octopus
podcast. What, is she the Hot Octopus?
I don't believe that, I don't think that's her official title.
Oh, okay. I mean, it'd be pretty sexy though, right?
It would be,
I am the Hot Octopus.
So we jumped onto that show to talk about swinging and swingers and our experiences. So if you've ever wanted to know more about us or wanted an intro to us,
then God help you.
Then and you've not gone back through 122.
You genuinely want to know even more about us.
Yeah, if you'd like to hear the same old stories that you've heard before, then it might.
With someone else asking the question.
Yeah, then it might be the podcast for you. We had a really fun time chatting to her, and it was really cool speaking to someone new and talking about our favourite sex toys, talking about some of our worst and best experiences.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So go and check that out. That's Pleasure Rebels. We'll put a link in the show notes and along with a link to the Room 77 one. But if you can't get enough of Bed Hoppers, despite the bonus episode and the other 2 episodes, then there's not much we can really do.
Well, you could just hang on and listen to the rest of this.
Well, the rest of this.
Because
Let me drop this.
there's going to be lots more stuff.
There's going to be lots more stuff.
And you're probably going to make me say some words.
Am I? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. But before we get to that bit...
Banana.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for dropping that one in there.
Welcome.
We have something to announce. Now, in our last... my.
I know, exciting.
Master Luke.
I was excited.
So, yes, we have... last week, we trailed Keeping Your Diaries Free for the 23rd of April.
Mm-hmm.
And we can now officially announce what we're doing.
Go on, then.
So I am pleased, I'm honoured, I'm excited to tell you.
I'm also terrified.
that we're doing a partial takeover at the Vanilla Alternative. Now, we are calling this the Bed Hoppers Come Together.
Oh.
Yes,
that
my.
Sounds like it has some implications.
It does have some implications. So what's this about? What's a partial takeover? How does it work? How can I get involved? Well, tickets will be on sale soon. So just keep your eye out for them and we'll be able to tell you all the prices. Head to our Twitter account, head to our Fab account, head pretty much anywhere where you find us.
Are.
And or wait for the next episode and we'll be hocking tickets all over the place.
Absolutely.
Or telling you where to find them. So we have got the Vanilla Alternative to ourselves between 6 and 9 p.m. on that night.
Yeah. So completely no one else is in other than people who are invited by us.
Exactly that.
6 to 9.
And we've got rooms reserved for
all
people that we know, which is good.
Yeah. All of the rooms.
All of the
are
rooms.
reserved.
So we'll also be giving away details on how to book the rooms and stuff. If if that's available or if we haven't sold out of them already, I expect they'll go pretty quick.
But we can also give you links to nearby hotels as well.
Exactly.
Because they're quite popular, I think, with people who frequent the club.
Exactly. So what's this about this event? This is kind of like taking our social and ramping it up so that you're in an environment where if you want to, you can play. Now we think...
Oh, you mean I won't be telling people off?
No, you won't be telling people off. It's a much more fun version of the social where you don't get told off by Mrs. H.
I will actively encourage people to be as naughty as they want.
Yes. Hey, you, make out. That's right.
Why aren't you making out?
Exactly that.
In fact, you, Mr. H, could go and kiss as many people as you like and not get an evil eye from me.
Yes, this is what I'm going to be doing.
I thought you were going to do it
Actually,
anyway.
we want to encourage people to come along. I may or may not be kissing everybody. Anyway, how this is going to work. So you're going to be able to get tickets to come along for this and spend the 3 hours in the club. So if you've never been to a club before, you've never been to the Vanilla Alternative, this is
the VA.
The VA. This is a fantastic opportunity to come in with an amazing crowd of people because lots of our people that have been to our socials, lots of our patrons are coming along as well.
Yeah.
And
we're going as well.
We're going to be there. We're going to have some special guests as well, which is going to be amazing. That we'll be able to talk about really soon.
We're not going to talk about yet.
Not yet.
But we are going to have some really special guests.
Exactly.
And there'll be some food.
And some food. So you're going to get a bite to eat, which is great.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a little bit of food there. You're going to get a drink there when you come through the door and all this kind of stuff. But this is a great opportunity to explore a club.
Yeah.
If it's your first time going to a club, it's a really good way to go along with a bunch of really cool people.
Yeah.
People that you may have met on Twitter or seen us talk about or heard us talk about on the show or may have seen us video with on our YouTube things. All those guys are going to be coming along. So you get to explore the club. You get to find out what it's about. And if you want to, if you're feeling brave, then you can play in the club.
Yeah, of course.
And we've got the whole run of the thing for those 3 hours. So hopefully that will mean all our music. So poor unlucky you get that. You get the people that we know and adore that come to our socials coming along. You get to play if you want to. You get a safe environment where you can explore the club. And when our bit ends at 9 o'clock, then the only thing that changes is the club opens up to the general public. So you'll be in there with even more sexy people.
Yeah, and obviously we'll already have like quite a lot of our people in there.
Yep.
So the remaining people who then come through the doors will only be up to the capacity that the club wants to run to.
Exactly that.
So actually, If we get 200 of us in there.
Then there's still capacity for tons more people.
But we could pretty much fill it.
Well, and that's the thing. We wanted to create a safe space where everyone can come in, get to know each other, have a really good social experience there. But also if they want to be a bit naughty, they can be. And then when the club opens up, they can continue playing, they can stay for the rest of the night, and they can carry on until the club kicks you out or until you go back to your room.
And I think it kind of kicks people out if they're non-resident there at about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So you can carry on for the whole night if you're not staying on site till 2 a.m. And obviously if you are lucky enough to get one of the rooms, then you're there for the night and you can retire to your room with your new buddies. Exactly
that. So we think this is going to be a fantastic event, and we're really excited. We're really pleased. It's our first club takeover or partial takeover, whatever you want to call it. So we cannot wait.
We're so excited.
So excited. We've got some sit-ups and lunges to do before we get to that point.
Oh, yeah. Puts down wine.
But there isn't really a theme for this one. This is just, I think it's going to be a sexy event.
Absolutely. So we're not going to theme it with any particular kind of dress style. Just we'll obviously give people hints and tips if they do want to get in touch and find out what the sort of standard is anyway. And you can check out the website.
Yeah.
And it will give you some sort of ideas about what to wear.
Yeah.
But just be sexy selves.
Just get tickets, come along, be amazingly sexy, have an amazing time.
And we'll be there to say hi.
Yeah, and we'll be around to say...
And Mr. H will be there to kiss you, apparently.
Mr. H kisses are not guaranteed.
None shall pass without a kiss from Mr. H.
Technically, I'm not going to back that one up.
And I'm not going to tell anyone off.
Okay.
You do what you like.
Good. Thank you very much. I look forward
to
this. Go nuts
with nuts.
Go deep nuts.
Do what you like.
Fantastic with D's nuts.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're really happy that we've been able to finally announce this. Our people that have been in previous socials with us and our patrons have known about it for about a couple of weeks. And we've been keeping quiet, but I'm sure we've been dropping a ton of hints over the last few weeks just to squeeze those out there. But now you know.
Yeah.
So get that date in your diary.
Tell your friends.
Bring your friends. And as soon as we can sell tickets, and it may have already happened by the time that this podcast is live.
Yeah, it won't be long, maybe a couple of days, and we'll be out with it.
And then you'll be able to get that all sorted, get the date locked in, and you'll be able to have a most amazing experience. And if you're not sure what our social events or things are like, head on over to fabswingers.com, or I think that's what the address is, and check out our profile. It's Bed Hoppers, and you'll see all the amazing people that have verified us and got in touch about the event. And also you can listen to last week's episode where you heard some of the people talk about the event as well. Yeah. So, come with us.
We might talk a little bit more about it in this episode.
Yeah, there we go. We can't wait to come together with you. I think something as cheesy as that.
Yes.
Oh my.
Oh, no, he's gone Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum again.
Jeff Goldblum, I have to put it out there. It will not be at the Club Takeover event, just in case anyone was hoping to see him.
I'm going to wear my Grandmaster costume.
Oh, God, please do that.
It's pure gold.
Please. Let me see you sweat your nuts off in that ridiculously over-the-top costume.
If I can survive Mexico in it, I can survive the VA. I'll be fine. So what's the rest of this episode about? Well, as we said, we're going to cover some of what happened on day 2 following the social. And there's some sexy stuff to talk about. Now, again, this is a little bit of a trigger warning for some people. We're going to be mentioning people that we mention a lot, like Secret Stag and Secret Vixen. Insert klaxon here.
There's other people involved.
There's other people as well, but they get mentioned every episode. So, they...
Oh, I know.
At some point we won't mention them and then they'll be lost.
Maybe we'll have to downgrade them.
Maybe. I wouldn't do that. She'll come after us.
Yeah, she would.
She'd kill us. Anyways, so day 2 of the social. When we spoke to you last week, we were talking about how a Secret Stag had burst into our room, or zipped mightily into our room.
Ah, yes, on the actual night of the social.
On the night of the social.
Yeah.
Gave us an overview of his experience with Ashley and also
the premier Chicago boss.
Yes,
of course. How could I forget?
Well, you just did. So next morning we wake up.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh my God! Right. Okay. So we were still buzzing, absolutely buzzing, but we all decided to head out for some brunch together. Is that right? Brunch, breakfast.
Yeah, brunch, breakfast, lunch, whatever.
Yeah. And so that was like a kind of the kind of core crew that we'd kind of come home with.
So initially that was Secret Stag.
Yes.
And with the delightful Violet.
Absolutely.
The violent croissant.
The violent baked goods.
And then we met Ashley and Secret Vixen.
Yes, after their night of passion.
That's right. It's getting very hard not to continue with superhero names, isn't it?
It really is.
There's a lot of superhero names at play here. Maybe I should write them down at some point.
I've got them committed to memory. It's
good.
fine.
I'm glad
I have
you
a
have.
much better memory than you.
So we went for breakfast.
Yep.
Chilled out. We caught up on the night before, talked about all the gossip about what we'd seen, what had been going on, all the stuff that you heard about in last week's episode.
Yeah.
And then we went home and we needed a power nap.
Oh,
we tried to have a power nap.
We tried to have a power nap.
Didn't happen.
Nah, that wasn't happening.
But we tried.
We were too powered up.
So bearing in mind we were still powered up, we decided the only thing to do was to go for tea.
Well, yeah, because, still need to eat.
We still need to eat. So we went to a Moroccan restaurant.
Yeah, it's all very nice.
Was it Moroccan, Turkish?
Turkish.
Turkish, there we go.
It's all good.
Had a nice meal. We dropped Violet off at the train station.
Yeah. She left us then, and we carried on the evening for a little bit with the premier Chicago Bull.
And Secret Stag and Secret Vixen.
Yeah. So we had a good chat, good kind of like debrief about all the stuff, which is great. And then we headed back to our house.
Okay, go on then.
Yes. However, when we got back to our house, so we decided that what better way to round off our weekend than to reconnect with some of the Borgie people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was that going to be?
So if you've ever listened to our Borgie episode, you will recall that we had a rather marvellous night with the delightful Clipbang and her erstwhile other half,
Mr. Sprite.
Mr. Sprite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, of course, the delightful Slutty Pants and Mr. Slutty Pants.
Yes.
And their lovely girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who is
Booty82.
Lovely.
Look at
there
me
we
remembering
go.
names.
There we go.
So, and of course, we connected with some of them previously at the VA night, which we talked about. But this was near enough getting towards a Borgie reunion. But, of course, we were missing some of our honorary members.
Well,
like
Violet had already left at this point.
Yes.
And Secret Stag and Secret Vixen and Ashley,
yeah.
we thought that they would probably want to head off.
Have
and
a night to themselves.
Have that night
Make
to
the
themselves.
most of him.
Yeah.
Which was understandable.
Which was fine. But what I really loved, so before that happened, they stuck around and spoke, chilled out with us for, I don't know, 45 minutes or something like that, maybe a bit longer. And he sort of sat on the floor and was chilling out. And it looked like there was a circle of women closing around him.
There was. Everyone was very keen.
There was almost like Jaws
climbing
music.
like a tree.
Yeah.
But I think we both knew at this stage that they weren't going to stay for the whatever was going to happen next.
For the hopefully sexy times that were about to happen.
I think I recall I then, for whatever reason, decided to get my boobs out.
Did you now?
I know why it was. It's because I was showing Miss Slutty Pants my lovely bra. Because it was my rainbow bra.
You see, I missed the boobs coming out.
you?
Yeah, I came back and people were like, Mrs. H has been doing this. And I'm like, what?
I'm allowed to. It's my own house.
Oh, how the tables have turned, Mrs. H.
The ban only extended to the public arenas.
Oh, I see.
And back in our own house, I was secure in the knowledge that I could absolutely start to enjoy my guests.
Because I saw you sidle up to,
oh really?
Miss Slutty Pants.
I think you'll find she sat next to me.
Yeah, and you two looked guilty as fuck when I came back in the room.
Wow. No, we sat next to each other. And then, of course, we couldn't keep our hands off each other.
Well, no, and it was all starting to get a bit warm, shall we say. I think people were starting to get a bit,
Well, you know what? I actually thought at this point, fucked if I'm having a stupid late night. In my head, I was thinking, nah, we're not going to wait until 2 a.m. to start things. I'm going to start things now. Because if I've learned one thing, it's for whatever reason, swingers just don't seem to be able to kick things off before 10 p.m.
And did we manage to do that?
Yes, we did.
Did we? Sure?
I'm fairly sure we did. Unless you were keeping some kind of like time record.
I thought we ended up watching Pomplamoose videos for a good hour.
Oh, we did have a good chat. Yeah, okay, fine. They came over around 9ish and we did have a bit of a chin wag for a bit. But then,
Secret Stag and Secret Vixen and Ashley left.
Yes, they did. To go and enjoy their night of passion together.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely right.
Did you say goodbye to him?
I did.
How did you do that?
With a very British kiss.
Very British kiss.
So he wouldn't forget the British hospitality.
Oh, really?
That would be extended to him.
Now, what I really like about this is that you were definitely checking around to make sure Secret Vixen wasn't going to stab a knife in your back at this point.
Checked in with her first, using my eyes. And do you know what I actually did? Out of sheer politeness, because I adore her, I waited until all the other ladies in the room had decided that they were just going to go for it and give him a kiss. It's like, fuck it. If they want to get in trouble with her, that's fine. And then decided that actually everyone else had been allowed to kiss him. So I sort of clocked her and she looked back at me. She was like, yeah, cool. At least I think that's what she was saying with her eyes. So I shared a kiss with him.
Okay. Very nice.
Very tall.
Very tall. Oh, good
I think
grief.
that's why he's Chicago's Premier Bull.
Really? Height?
Height.
It's based on
Definite
height.
advantage.
Okay, I need to give me some platform shoes. And I can be Southampton's
And go live in Chicago.
greatest swinger or something.
And you could vie for the Chicago Premier title.
I'm sure that's how the process works.
However,
so what happened then, dear?
Right then, I think then what happened, there was a little bit of kissing going on. People were getting a bit frisky. And Miss Clipbang had a little tour.
Mm-hmm.
I recall you gave her a little tour. And actually at that point I thought, I wonder if he's up to no good. Because he normally genuinely
was up to 100%. I was very well behaved.
All right.
She'll back me up on this.
Oh, yeah.
She'll back up on me on
I'm
this.
sure she'll back up on you.
But no, we were very well behaved. She had a tour of the house.
Fine. Anyway, but she really, really, really wanted to go and see the hot tub and the
hop in.
So we all decided that was an excellent idea.
Okay.
And we all zoomed off downstairs, went into the hop in together.
So you spent a good while picking up like towels and all sorts of stuff.
Of course, because there's always bloody stuff to do, isn't there? I'm a good host.
Which left me in crowd control.
Oh my God. And by crowd control, what did you do? Did you make some drinks?
Yeah.
Or did you just go and kiss everyone?
No, I didn't. I made some drinks. I was quite well behaved because I was behind the bar for a while. And it wasn't until you showed up that I really started getting naked and getting into the hot tub.
Wait a minute. I showed up and you decided to get naked.
Yeah.
Is this linked in some way?
It is very linked. You know this. You show up, I get naked.
I like this.
Well, I think that Mr. Slutty Pants and Slutty Pants had already jumped in.
Yeah, they had. They were desperate to get in the hot tub.
They wanted the warm water, I think.
Yeah.
And then Clipbang wasn't far behind.
Yes, that's right. She got in as well.
Followed by me and then you, or you and then me. I'm not sure which way around it worked out in the end.
And Mr. Sprite decided to remain behind the bar because it was a bit of space there, I guess, and you didn't want to get in the hot tub, so cool. But he was, I think he was with Booty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were enjoying drinks, I guess, behind the bar.
Drinks.
I think that's what was...
Yes, absolutely. They were enjoying drinks.
And then what happened?
Well, we were in the hot tub and, well, I was surrounded by very beautiful people, your good self included.
Thank you.
Welcome. And Clipbang, I believe, jumped on me quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which was, pretty sexy because she's very sexy to kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Clipbang kind of made out in the hot tub for a little while. And you and Miss Slutty Pants were getting all friendly.
Yeah, I think because when we'd gone to VA, I don't think we had a massive amount of chance to catch up.
Yeah.
So I think there was we want to catch up.
There was a wrong to be righted.
Yeah, it did feel as though there was a slight wrong to be righted. So we were making out in the hot tub, and she was whispering all sorts of naughty things in my ear. So I was quite happy in the hot tub, enjoying that. It's not often that people will. I find that women will dirty talk, but she was pretty good. Yeah, okay. I was enjoying it.
I like that.
Yeah,
nice. Well, we were all kind of like intermingling a bit. I think at this point, I was at one point in between Clipbang and Miss Slutty Pants, and Mr. Slutty Pants was stroking my legs, and we were all just generally kind of having a great time in the hot tub.
It was a really nice mix, actually. It was really
nice. And every now and then I kind of move over and start.
You were like, next.
I did not.
Next.
It was not like that. But I'd start kind of making out with Miss Slutty Pants as well. It was just all really nice to kind of...
I remember sharing a really nice sort of three-way kiss with her. Uh-huh. And all three of us were just sort of intermingled and there were lots of hands everywhere and it was really hot because it's a hot tub. But it was really fun and really flirty and really it felt exciting and sort of like there was no pressure, there was no problems. It was all really simple and smooth and
nice,
easy. Yeah.
And in the background, in the bar, Mr. Sprite was entertaining Miss Boutique.
Yeah, and so then Clipbang got out at one point.
Yes, she did, to go and join them behind the bar.
So, and then I think there was something got shoved off the table at one point on the bar.
She was in the throes of passion, clearly, and she knocked something off.
Yeah, something was definitely happening, but we couldn't. The thing is that from our angle, we couldn't necessarily see what was going on. But it looked like those three were having an absolute whale of a time, and one of them kept disappearing every now and then. So there was clearly some shenanigans.
And then bottles kept falling off. So we were like, right, that's it.
Well, at that point, Mr. Sprite asked if there were any condoms behind the bar.
Well, fuck that's sake, except for the bar.
There's a packet of pork scratchings, mate, but I wouldn't recommend using those.
Yeah, we don't stash condoms in the bar because it is a bar.
Well, we don't do it because I think you'd just tell people off if they started doing something behind the bar.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Time and a place. And so we decided that we should now get out of the hot tub and move inside the house and go upstairs.
Okay, so we went up to our bedroom, right?
We did. Okay. And everyone fitted quite well, I thought, actually, on the bed. And it became at this point one of those moments where you can't really, unless you detached yourself and looked down at what was happening, you just can't really see because there's so many people all moving in and out.
Well, I started playing with you actually first.
Okay, I'm glad you remembered that.
Well, it was really nice just to be able to reconnect a little bit with you, having sort of not had a massive amount of chance to do that since the night before. No. And it was really nice just sitting there and I was playing with you for a bit.
Yeah.
And you seemed to be enjoying it. I mean, you were making all the right sort of noises and stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah, clearly doing well. And at this point, I think Mr. Sprite started complaining about the height of our bed.
Oh my God, he did. It's a bed.
It's a bed.
It's a bed.
So at one point throughout that experience, he did go downstairs.
Okay.
To play with Booty. To play with Booty 82 because he didn't. The bed was kind of taken. And busy,
so he just thought he'd go somewhere a bit quieter.
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
Yeah.
And
I think you're right.
Clipbang may have gone with him at some point. My memory gets a little bit hazy at one point because I was playing with you and then Miss Slutty Pants.
Yes, and then I moved over and started playing with Mr. Slutty Pants whilst you and Miss Slutty Pants were together, which was really hot because he's just lovely. He's a dreamboat. Frankly.
Well, what I really liked about the situation, despite the fact there was lots of things going on around us, is actually between the four of us, we were all really quite close together.
Yeah.
And there was lots of sort of intergroping and touching and checking in. But it also felt quite private in that sort of, you were able to sort of lock in what was going on.
Yeah.
But then it didn't take a lot for you to have to sort of reach your arm out and find your partner and interact if you wanted to.
Yeah. And I think for a little while I was giving him head and kind of reaching over at the same time, like watching what you two were doing. I can't remember if Mr. Sprite came back at one point or if he just stayed downstairs, but
I think they did come back at one point.
Yeah, but it gets a bit hazy.
It does get a little bit hazy because it was a sort of rotating thing of people in there and there were lots of things going on. What I am absolutely sure of, though, is as things were progressing and I was actually fucking Miss Slutty Pants.
I was being fucked by Mr. Slutty Pants.
And
he was behind me.
I think she had pretty much her legs over me at that point, and it was I remember it being quite a deep move, for want of a better phrase.
A deep move.
And then in burst through the door.
Oh my God.
Was Secret Stag.
On his own.
Again, in possibly the most excited I've ever seen him. Like some sort of super sprite, some sort of jacked up on Mountain Dew spider monkey.
It's always a surprise he didn't come in going, here I come to save the day. Like, oh, you don't need saving. You're all good.
And I think he was really happy that he'd caught up with us all. But also, he's like, oh my God, what are you guys up to? This is amazing. Like, there's so much stuff going on.
Wow. Talk about entering at an opportune moment.
He did. And I think he had to take himself out of the room for a moment once he'd burst in to kind of readjust where he was at. And he did that for a moment, bless him, came back in.
Because that was quite a visceral assault on the senses for someone who's literally just been with his wife and her bull and then probably gotten an Uber and then come back here thinking, I'll just have a nice cup of tea with the bread hopper. No, I won't. I'll walk into an orgy. Excellent. Let me just readjust. I'm just going to walk out the room and walk back in.
So he came in and then started talking to you about what
He
while
came
you were being
straight
fucked.
over to me, actually. He hunted me down immediately, which was really, really sweet. He literally found me straight away, came over to me and started whispering in my ear, as he does, because, we do. And I was so happy to see him. I was having a great time with Mr. Slutty Pants, really was. But I was actually like, oh my God, it's my wingman.
So let's describe the situation. So I'm towards the sort of pillow end of our bed.
Yeah.
And I've got sort of Slutty Pants legs around my shoulders pretty much.
I was kneeling on the bed.
Now, you were kneeling on the bed. Mr. Slutty Pants was standing behind you.
Me.
Fucking you.
Yeah.
Whilst Secret Stag
then knelt on the bed at my head end and started kind of not stroking my head, but kind of just feeling the back of my neck.
Yeah.
And kind of just talking to me.
Mm.
And I literally just wanted to hear what he walked out of and into. So I knew that maybe he wasn't necessarily going to just walk straight in and want to start playing. And actually, I didn't know what he'd actually been doing already. But I just was really glad to see him.
Yeah.
So I demanded that he kind of talk to me a little bit about what he'd just left.
So all I could hear was snippets of this sexy story.
Yeah.
While you were having
sex with Mr. Slutty Pants.
Yeah. And
which was really hot because I'm assuming Mr. Slutty Pants was kind of like, oh, well, this is hot because now another person's appeared and she seems to be enjoying that and enjoying me.
Yeah.
So he carried on, which was awesome. And Stag kind of started just talking me through what he'd been doing.
Yeah.
Just to add to the whole scene for me.
You had your own little private story time, didn't you? Really?
I did. But I also knew that at this point he'd already had his own experience that night and he wasn't kind of playing when he walked back into our particular environment. So he was really there just to kind of observe, which he likes doing anyway.
Yeah,
let's face it. It's his thing.
I think he was kind of lightly involved, but not to the extent of anything major.
Physical. He was just kind of there. Although when Clipbang saw him, she literally was like, take your clothes off and wanted to mount him immediately. And he's like, whoa, that's not happening just yet.
Well,
calm down.
It's interesting because at some point while I was fucking Miss Slutty Pants, all of a sudden I felt something down below. And I was like, what the fuck is going on there? That's a
disturbance in the force, was it?
It was as if millions have cried out in pain. But I think, and I still don't know because I just carried on being a true consummate swinging professional.
Yeah.
That I think Clipbang slid underneath us.
Like a car mechanic.
Like a car mechanic and popped my balls in her mouth while I was fucking Slutty Pants.
Popped open the bonnet to see what was underneath.
I was like, well, that's a new sensation. And I had no idea that was coming up.
I mean, what to expect in an orgy?
Well, I didn't. It was, and then Slutty Pants was like, is someone down there? I'm like, I kind of think so.
I mean, what would the Romans have done? Come on. They would have just cracked on with it.
What have the Romans ever done for us,
grapes, had another, I don't know, carafe of wine or something.
So things kind of wind down.
They did eventually. We all kind of became a little more still.
We all kind of came and then...
we kind of became a bit more less energetic and all laid down on the bed and kind of had that nice little afterglow moment where we're all just laying around naked and, kind of with everyone all together, which was really, really nice.
I love those moments. They're some of my most favorite moments.
Yeah.
Like that you've had all the nice, wonderful, sexy times, and then it's just this really tactile but chilled out vibe. Now, at this point, we'd been talking about various toys, and Clipbang was really excited to try the Enjoy.
Oh, of course she was, because, it's only 2 a.m.
So I said, well, I'm happy to give you a demonstration.
And we all universally sighed.
We didn't,
Didn't.
It was fine.
We didn't.
It was sexy because we felt that we could probably put on a little bit of a show.
Yeah.
And it would be a nice coda to the evening. So we got a liberation cube thing that you can unfurl and turns into
got that out.
a little
got to lie on that
area that you can lie on. So we sat her there, and then we got the blanket out just in case.
Yep. Because it is a toy that's designed to stimulate that.
Yeah, it's very much a G-spot
of course.
toy.
So you got the Enjoy out.
Got the Enjoy out. And
now let's just add a little bit in here.
Yes.
I was asked nicely by Clipbang, who is one of my most favourite people, if I would. Well, she invited me towards her head end and head end for some sexy kisses whilst you were occupied the other end, which I was very happy to indulge because I enjoy kissing her. She's a very pretty lady. She's very sexy. And so I lay on the bed on my tummy while she was kind of like below me on the liberator.
Yeah.
So I was kind of leaning over her while she was lying underneath me.
Yeah.
And I was kind of stroking her neck and like kissing her and, being.
And I think Secret Stag was helping out down that end a little bit as well.
Quite possibly. He's a very
helpful
good
man.
friend.
He's a good friend.
Good gentleman. And you were at the other end, like doing what you do.
Doing what I do.
Yeah. And
that toy is a workout.
Well, yes, it is. It is indeed. However, I did say to her, look, no biting, because she knows how I feel about this biting, and she's been warned before, and she's respectfully observed my wishes and not bitten me.
Yes.
So I thought, in my naivety, that just a gentle reminder, please don't bite me. I'm going to kiss you. It's very sweet, very sexy. Please don't bite me. Agreed. All agreed. All parties agreed.
And then she came.
Fucking bit me. Fucking bit me. On the nipple. Really hard. Yeah.
So we'd used one end. We used the small end of the end joint.
That was just the small end.
So I said, would you like to try the other end? And she was very
keen. Of course she
fucking
would.
On trying the other end. So we repeat the process. And then you get bitten again when she comes.
And as an extra treat, pinched my arm really hard because she had my arm grasped in her paw as she came. And not only bit my nipple, but gave me a sizable bruise on my arm. Now, with the severity of her pinch.
I like Mr. Sprite's approach on this. If you're going to put your head in the lion's mouth, you can expect to get bit. And the first time, granted, okay, shouldn't have happened, heat the moment, whatever. The second time, the fact that it was still there, and you've got to take some level of responsibility.
This is not an Aesop's fable.
It is.
She's not bloody Scorpion.
She is a scorpion.
No, she's not. And
you were the frog.
I respectfully disagree.
You're a hopper
I asked
in the
her
water.
not to bite me. And she bit me twice.
So that kind of wrapped up.
But don't worry, because she validated the bite by saying, "Oh, that was a big one." Well, that's all right then, isn't it? But she did say sorry.
Things are starting to really calm down now. We're all on the bed just chilling out. Apart from
I'm livid.
You're absolutely livid, spitting feathers and venom everywhere. And then we mentioned another toy that we've got that you hate.
Oh, God, I hate it so much.
Which is the pussy pump. I think it's like
I'm even prepared to say the word I hate to demonstrate my hatred of it.
Say it.
The pussy pump.
Pump.
Even the words rolling off your tongue should instill fear, loathing and dread into anybody. Why the fuck would you want a pussy pump?
No.
Why?
No, you can't kink shame people. Some people will like it.
No,
you can say that you don't like it, but you can't complain about other people liking it.
I can complain about the quality of it.
You can complain about a lot of things, but you can't complain about other people enjoying it. But anyway, it transpires that Clipbang was equally as happy to try that out as well. So we gave that a go with her.
I don't think she liked it either.
I'm not entirely sure whether she liked it, hated it, loved it.
I think she enjoyed the fact that she was trying it because it was funny. And it was funny.
It was certainly an interesting look.
And I don't think she found it particularly sexy. She was laughing.
But she was the centre of attention, though.
Oh, and she loves that.
Which helped.
But she was also then, get it off.
Yeah, I think. But Booty 82 was going to just pull the thing off.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, no, there's a pressure release there. Don't just yank it off.
God,
Can you imagine?
Crime scene. No, it's
as
it's
Clipbang goes full inside out as it's yanked off. So we did manage to
extract it.
Yeah,
put it away.
And then I think at that point everyone was kind of tired because we'd had a late night the night before. It was a really sexy time, a really fun time with loads of friends.
Yeah,
and I think we started winding things down.
And actually, at this point, I think we were just we really wanted chill out with Stag and hear about his night as well.
Well, I think
we hadn't really been able to sort of check in with him properly because he'd walked into this
raging orgy.
So of course, it was, and he was staying with us that night. So we thought, right, it's time to go. Everyone, go back.
So we said our goodbyes, but one thing we did have is that we did have a sort of Wish version of the Enjoy that we'd picked up a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we did.
So we did give it to Clipbang and sent her on her way. We then had reports over the next couple of days that she'd used it something like 322,000 times.
Well, yeah, it does not surprise me.
She's going to have, watch out if you see her, she's going to have biceps like Arnie by the time we see her again. So, but yeah, it was such a fun, sexy night, and so much, it just bounced along, and it was really easy, all really comfortable, and everyone there was fantastic and looked lovely, and it was lovely to make out with all these wonderful people. And
well, it was really nice for the weekend to carry on, because we'd obviously had the social on the Friday, and originally we'd been like, oh no, it's on a Friday, we wish we could do it on a Saturday, because that's what our preference would have been, but of course we couldn't. But it's really exciting to then make a weekend of everything.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, actually, although it wasn't to everyone's preference that it was a Friday, it worked out really well for quite a lot because they made a weekend of it.
Yeah, and lots of people did that as well. And the other thing that I want to say actually is that Booty 82 wasn't originally part of the orgy.
No.
But honestly, it was lovely to have her there, and she really fits into that group really well.
I feel like she'll be part of a future orgy.
Yeah, I feel like she will be.
I didn't get her feelings on Star Trek, but I'm sure she fit in.
I'm sure we can put her in a Star Trek dress and it'll be all fine. That's the main thing that counts. But it was really nice getting to know her a little bit more, chatting to her.
Yeah.
And although I didn't really interact too much with her on the night, it was just great to have her with us, and it felt like we spoke a little bit at VA, but didn't get much time. But it felt like she was definitely part of the crowd when she was. And it's
really sweet to see the interaction that she's got with Mr. and Mrs. Letty Patton's.
Oh, absolutely!
It's really sweet.
It's really, really cute. So the night ends. They go back to their hotel.
Yeah.
The delightful Essex Sprite is driving, so he didn't drink that night. So he
drove
them
hero.
What a legend. What a legend.
Yeah.
He also, to be fair, dropped off Secret Stag and Secret Vixen. And
he's
Ashley.
the right hero, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. Not all heroes wear capes, but he probably should have a cape.
He didn't wear anything that night.
For a while, he didn't. No. He had some great socks, though. He had a strong sock game. Definitely. So they go, and we finally sit down with Secret Stag and start finding out about his weekend and digging a little bit deeper about how the evening has gone. And I think it was an interesting one because we've known them for a while now.
Yeah.
And we've mentioned them on every podcast since, pretty much. But we saw a real different dynamic to them that we hadn't witnessed before.
Well, we hadn't been able to witness it, partly due to, pandemic stopping play for many people for a long time, and rightly so, that's fine. But because we got to know them at the start of all that, and now obviously we're out of a tail end of that now.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah.
Touch wood.
Touch wood and all
that was a command.
I'll go be under the table.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. We hadn't actually witnessed their dynamic fully. We'd heard about it, of course. We'd interviewed them previously about it. We've heard previous experiences they've had together. And they've told us many, stories about things. And, of course, we've seen photos and what have you. But we've never actually seen the dynamic in full play and witnessed all the kind of the changes in emotions that goes with that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So we had sort of a bunch of questions or thoughts on it, and I think he was curious to find out what we felt. Because
he really was curious to see what we thought about the whole thing. Because
they hadn't shared that they obviously shared what they're thinking and what they're going through, but we hadn't seen it live and seen the changes in personalities that came with it, and also seen it in practice, really, and the aftermath. Yeah. So especially sort of seeing him the next day or afterwards. And it's interesting because we'd spent an evening with Secret Vixen when we went to the Nottingham Social, and we saw a glimpse of it a little bit, but that didn't change our dynamic with her. It just felt as though he was missing with that dynamic more than anything else.
Well, he obviously had his experience for the most part as it normally is, which is he's potentially absent. But it was like the hot wife dynamic in reverse for us, because I got to kind of see it from his eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, not the way they normally do it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So this was really interesting to witness.
And I think, we had a lot of questions because we were really curious because we'd seen changes in behaviour that, having gotten to know them very well over the last year or so, that would have been in other sort of swinging relationships, red flags for us, because, it really felt as though Secret Vixen was creating or had a relationship with Ashley. And it felt that literally Secret Stag had been pushed to a side, and there she was, and then she was encouraged to do that. So they were holding hands. She was
very tactile, absolutely.
almost possessive over him to a certain extent. I suppose when there are lots of other women in the room on the Saturday evening,
and he's your bull,
you kind of want to own that, and that's your thing, and I understand that. But for me, I was kind of like, oh, these are red flags from a relationship perspective, because if I saw you doing that with somebody, or you saw me doing that with somebody, we'd probably
we'd freak out.
We would freak out, and we would be upset about it. But then equally, I was really conscious that we don't have the kinks that they have built into us, so it's kind of hard to put yourself in that position because it's not our thing.
Well, we're not driven by the same things, are we? But it felt almost like some primal kind of emotions on display there for me, because we witnessed firsthand, as you say, the range of emotions that they both went through from the initial meet, because obviously it was a surprise, so a little bit different. And normally I guess you'd have the anticipation of, we're going to have a meet.
And I think because also we were part of that surprise.
Yeah, we were part of it.
That was kind of...
So we kind of experienced it for them.
Yeah, in a way we kind of gift wrapped that. I mean, it wasn't completely our responsibility, but it was kind of like, there you go, folks. There's that thing that you really like, that you...
Now it's down to you.
Off you go. And, I think we were quite sure that she was going to appreciate him. I think they've built the relationship up over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And we knew that Secret Stag was going to be excited, because we know that he gets excitement from her being worshipped and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think that first sort of night, when we saw it, I was kind of this is what I anticipated. There's a level of excitement. They go off and they do the thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought in the back of my head, maybe he'll come back at some point, and maybe he'll leave them two in there for the night or whatever. Not sure. But I was almost a little bit surprised when he came back by himself. And because I'm putting myself in that position, I'm like, fuck that.
You'd want to reclaim, I think.
I wouldn't let you fucking go in the first place.
If you'd ever got to that stage.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been my jam. And I appreciate that he was able to experience and watch it, and then left them to have that time.
And it was absolutely his choice and his control. Yeah, of course.
But in my head, there's all these red flags going.
Completely. So for us, it was very alien as a concept. And I think, as I explained to him at night, I'm a complete novice to those range of emotions, because they're not things I've experienced and not things I would want to experience. And, for that reason, we don't enjoy that hot wife dynamic. It's not ever something that will work for us, but we know that. But we do speak to plenty of people on a regular basis who are very keen to explore that. And often we point them in the direction of Stag and Vixen and say, we suggest you read their blogs and maybe reach out to them, because they're very happy to share and talk. And I think it's something increasingly that couples are actually quite keen to play around with as a dynamic, to see how it feels for them.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely fine. And if you already know that that's the kind of thing that you want to curate as a couple, and you want to try that, then absolutely. But for us, absolute novices to the emotions that came with that, because it immediately, it would have brought feelings of jealousy, and it would have brought feelings of insecurity, leaving, not spending the night with you. All those things were kind of, no, that's, even in our swinging adventures, that never happens. We always reconnect together in the night.
Absolutely, but I was almost jealous on his behalf.
Yeah.
That's it was almost like, because we're very fortunate, I think, in that we see them in a slightly different dynamic, and we are fortunate enough to play with them in a slightly different
and we
dynamic.
see behind the scenes a bit, don't we?
Yeah, we
into
do.
Their personalities and how incredibly devoted they are to each other anyway. Yeah. And I think because we know that, and we have that insider knowledge, if you like, that their relationship is absolutely 100% in everything to them. We know it's a very safe space they play in.
But so that first night, I found I was kind of like, oh, that was all okay. When they sort of went away, that was all right. It was like, oh, they're not going to be at the social. That's fine, because we've sort of packaged this up. Off they go. And when he came back, I was like, and you could see how physically and mentally excited and turned on he was. It was really, he was really, really driven by,
like lightning in a bottle, wouldn't it?
Yeah, which the amount of compersion I had for them over that was amazing. But in the back of my head, I'm going, fucking danger, run, danger, 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 on that approach. Because often the way I see things is that I put myself in someone else's shoes, but because I don't have the kink that goes with it, or the lust that comes with seeing you, for example, with somebody else that way, then it was like, oh, but this is a difficult one for me to get my head around, because I'm feeling two very different, sort of emotions.
I almost wanted to take care of him.
Oh, yeah. And you always want to do that, though, to be fair.
Of course I do. But I felt almost like he was fragile, and all his emotions were raw and exposed in that moment, because he laid his entire relationship, I suppose, up for kind of risk. Really, he put everything out there and gone, this is what we do, this is how we're going to do it, and now I'm putting my trust in the strength of our relationship, that you will come back to me when we're ready to reconnect. But it was a very raw, primal thing I witnessed, I think, watching that couple kind of doing that, and then seeing the aftermath of that. And I just wanted to almost I think the aftercare you get with BDSM and kink, perhaps, where you have that kind of, you need that aftercare, and you kind of need to bring all the emotions back down again.
Well, and I think day one or night one wasn't so bad. But say so bad, like it's a terrible thing. It's not bad. But then on day two, when we saw Ashley and Secret Vixen, it felt like almost like a new couple.
It shifted a bit, didn't it?
The dynamic was almost that they were the couple. in a way.
I can see how, as a perception, that might come across, because yes, they were again very tactile, and they'd shifted a bit in the excitement factor of we've only just met had kind of dissipated slightly, but being replaced with something a little bit more longing.
Yes.
Like, it was like, and now our time is limited, so actually we're going to be inseparable now.
Yeah, it kind of went from almost like lust mode to new couple mode, almost.
A little bit.
But at such a speed. And again, the alarm bells are kind of ringing, but actually, talking to Secret Stag throughout the course of this, I understand that he enjoys that. He likes that.
Yeah, it drives him
and it
completely.
drives him. But it's just knowing that that's the case. And obviously she's enjoying the attention and enjoying all this stuff. And then we kind of get to the end of night two. Well, not the end of night two, but when we're back at our house and there's a bunch of other women or people there, and there's an almost slightly possessiveness to, this is my ball, this is, and very, very, not possessive, but almost that, almost like an aggressive touchy-feeliness, which is quite different to how we've seen Secret Vixen.
Yeah, totally.
And quite a difference in personality. Clearly, I don't bring that out. But it was really fascinating to see that and see that develop. And good old Secret Stag again takes it all in his stride. He's lapping it up. He loves this energy.
That's what he wants to see.
And he likes to see that this giant of a man is very clearly interested in his wife and not him. The other women to a certain extent.
Yeah, that must have been an extra level of excitement, because he would have actually seen the full dynamic then come to life again, when it was very clear that the two of them had eyes for each other.
Yeah, and it was kind of again, the alarm bells are sort of ringing. The kind of, if we were in that, if that was us and those situations were reversed, I'd be panicking and I'd be like going, no, let's pull the brakes on this. This isn't for me. But also I think there was a little bit of kind of how we see them was different. And I was like, oh, we don't get that to a certain extent. I kind of was like, oh, that's not our dynamic with them.
But we get different things.
We do get a very different dynamic, but it's that sort of observational, seeing how this is all playing out in front of you. All this stuff goes through your mind. But when he burst through the door later on, and he honestly, I can't explain, folks, how jubilant and happy this man was, but also how happy he was to share it with us and give us this sort of dump of information. That's a horrible phrase.
No,
but this
a
kind of
chaotic energy about him when he was clearly like on a high. He was all powered up on those feelings that had been coursing through him.
He was all jacked up on Mountain Dew. That's what it was.
The adrenaline rush, the sexual excitement that had clearly been charged and building, and then there'd clearly been some release throughout the course of the night. And
clearly had been some release across the night.
Which, it absolutely, they kind of seen that through and had that experience from start to finish. And then, of course, he'd returned and walked into this, again, very different sexually charged environment, which must have really frazzled his already chaotic mind. And I know he felt very dysfunctional, I suppose, very disconnected from everything, because he'd returned without her and walked into this and thought, what the fuck?
Yeah, well,
I kind of wanted a hug, but actually I maybe fancy a crumpet, and actually no, maybe I want to stay here and watch this. And then afterwards we got the true reflecting kind of come down, where it was clear he needed to talk, and it was a cathartic experience at that point, because then it all came out how excited he'd been by the whole thing, the whole weekend. The whole thing had come full circle, and now he was in this, and now this is happening, and I know what they're doing. They're spending the night together, and this is part of his. This is a new level of the dynamic, I think, that comes into play as well.
I think what was really interesting, and this came from both of them, but particularly him on that sort of roundup on the second night, is that he was really concerned that we'd be worried and judging them for their approach. And I think it's I really want to stress that, it was really apparent to me, or to us, I think is fair, that they utterly adore this situation, and they get a lot out of it, and each other.
Absolutely.
And absolutely, both of them were like charged up beyond crazy, like absolutely fizzing and cackling with electricity. And that was really amazing. And I think whilst the situation itself wouldn't be for me, and probably not for you, I suspect.
No, of course not. No.
And although it did set off alarm bells, those alarm bells are coming from our relationships in a swinging adventure, rather than, we're not going to turn hotwife, I can assure you, any moment now. But it was that kind of, it was hard to separate the alarm bells that you would see from the seeing them enjoying themselves. But it was really good to sort of sit and have this chat, and it went on it was quite a long chat. Bless him, and he was so frazzled. But it was really interesting to just not poke at it, but kind of find out more and how he's feeling, and check that our great friends are okay, because that was our main concern, was that, is he all right? Yep, he is. It's great. Has he had a great night? Yes, actually, it's probably been one of the most memorable things that they've ever done. Within the context of these.
Bar pretty hard,
and I think that's going to be a challenge for them going forwards. Is that you can't. Those experiences you just can't buy. You can't recreate them. And yes,
and neither should you.
No,
because they stand alone as experiences that you'll reflect on in time to come. But what struck me, I think, is it validated my opinion and my belief that their relationship is so solid to withstand that absolute test of trust and all the emotions that went with that whole experience. And I actually saw in that instant just how deep and devoted they were to each other, to allow their relationship to kind of play within that space. And then you could tell that they were just so excited to reconnect again when they got a chance. And you just knew that reconnection was going to be like nothing else. Like it was going to be incredible for them both, and how excited they would be to, come back together again. And it just made me think, do you know what? They're actually so in love. And how amazing is it that you got to see that firsthand and witness two very beautiful people having that amazing experience together without judgment. And the judgment thing is interesting because we've talked in the past about how, society likes to label you with shame and stigma and stereotypes when you talk about the fact that your marriage and relationship is anything but orthodox, and how those things shouldn't exist, but sadly they do. Those kind of misconceptions that fly around any subject of non-monogamy. And it was just amazing to be able to debunk the myth firsthand for him and say, don't worry, you're not in a place where people are judging you. You're actually amongst really good friends here who see this as nothing more than you exploring the boundaries of your own relationship safely and happily and with all the love in the world.
And I think you're right there. I think the red flag piece for me is about us, but the actual judgment we couldn't, because I genuinely felt so much love for both of them and felt so happy that we were able to play a small part in helping arrange that.
Of course.
And genuinely we as ever, because we're the four of us, we caught up that night and did a bit of Fortnite. And on the game of Fortnite, we all chatted through all of these things and all of this stuff. And they were so worried that we were just going to be upset with them and see them differently.
Not at all.
Not at all. If anything, we've got so much more respect for them for going through it and
emerging the way they did. So happy, so excited, and reunited, I suppose. And you can just see how much it's all been reignited, and passion is just flying around again. It's just amazing, exhilarating.
It really is. And I think going back to that best experience, it's going to be a hard journey for them to kind of get back in and find other people, because that experience was just so off the charts. And there are, and we had this discussion with them, that there are some experiences that you have that are so you can't replace them. They're irreplaceable. You can't replicate them. Neither should you. That you just have to patch them up to, this is like the best of what it can be, and everything else, okay, it may not live up to it, but the different experiences. And we've had moments like that. I remember, like the orgy is one of those moments where everything came together. And again, they were part of that. And I remember, that getting that first social together and everyone coming in, and the high that we had from that, and desire and meeting the people that would come to adore. All this stuff, but they're moments and they're all different. And you've got to remember that you can't replicate them, but you have other adventures that are as good in different ways. And I think that's the bit that stuck with me. But I've come out with so much love and respect for them. I think we're going to have to stop talking about them for at least another 10 episodes now, because we've waxed lyrical about it. But what we really, really wanted to share on this episode was, one, the sexy stories, two, the announcement about what we're doing with the takeover, but three, we wanted to sort of dissect this, looking at a different relationship style.
When it goes well.
And not judging it, and absolutely feeling so much compersion for other people, for your friends who are absolutely living their best lives. That's kind of what I wanted to put across. I've taken like an hour or so to tell it, but that's kind of where my head's at.
No, but I think one of the things I get most from these social events now, and I know we've only done a couple, but I want to do more, is because it's so rewarding to see people given the opportunity to have this safe environment to meet and have experiences with people with no shame attached and with no judgment attached, because they're like-minded people like you and I. They're people that you will see every day, and you shouldn't assume that they're kind of sordid in some way, or they're just dysfunctional or broken in some way because they want to indulge in these things. It's just amazing to bring people together and give them that environment to do it safely. And just seeing the amount of people who hit it off or have arranged further meets or have wanted to get to know each other better is just amazing. It's exactly why we do it.
Well, if we've contributed nothing else to the world of swinging, we helped bring those three together, and we also got about 20 people to join Naughty Twitter.
Yay.
So if we've achieved nothing else,
welcome.
We've done quite well. Thank you, world. Thank you again. So I think we're going to wrap it up now.
Yeah,
quite literally, because I'm going to do a sex on you soon.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. But 23rd of April,
yes.
Get it in your diaries, mark it off. Look out for Twitter, Fab, everything else to find out how you can get the tickets. But please get that time in now. Try and come along if you can, because we think this is going to be an incredible event. It's an amazing opportunity to check the club out, amazing opportunity to meet all these great people, including us, great
and have
people.
These experiences.
Yeah.
And we've just talked for about an hour about how great one experience can be.
Yeah.
No,
and
two.
Lots of people we've been talking about are going to be there.
And just think that could be you having that great experience.
Yeah. It could be me.
It probably will be you.
It probably me.
How many experiences are you going to have that night?
I'm going to have all the experiences. I'm going to be including everyone's experience.
My goodness.
That's the way it goes. But yeah, please get in touch if you've got any questions about any of this. If you want to find out about hotwifing and the Stag and Vixen scenario, please get in touch with Secret Stag and Secret Vixen.
Yeah.
They are very, very helpful. We send them people their way all the time, and they are always happy to help, especially him. He's always happy to chat with someone randomly anywhere. There he is. Mrs. H.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the thing?
It's an exhausting one, but yes. I would like to thank you all for hopping into our bed